Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know what time it is. You either get right or you get left. We in the building today. It's the pregame meal. So we got you covered. Sit back, relax. We got you covered. We're going to get to it. Let's go. BirdCage. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? You know what time it is. You either get right or you get left. I pretty much see that my background is a little jacked up today. So we're going to go ahead and get to it and we're going to give it to you raw. Yeah, I'm in the office today, as you can see, getting to it. But man, today is the rivalry game between the Falcons and the Saints. So all I know is at this point, we have a lot that we got to work on today. So looking at this matchup between the Falcons and the Falcons have pretty much two big key contributors on defense that's out today. You got Billy Bowman that's out pretty much for the season, and then you have Zach Harrison that's out today. So at this point, what can you do? What can you do? The only thing that you can do at this point is just sit back and just hope that the backups come in here and just don't make a fool of themselves. And man, it's tough to think about, but at this point, this is pretty much what we have to deal with for the next couple of weeks. It's a little bit painful and agonizing, but today is a day that you just don't lose to the Saints. You just don't. This is a team that is actually just as bad as we are, but we have so much turmoil. You wouldn't know that we're in a bad spot, and you wouldn't know that we're up and we're above them right now. It's not good. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's just not good. I'm not gonna hold you, but anytime you can beat the Saints is a damn good day. Man, all you can do at this point is just laugh and just hope that they don't embarrass the city. That's the best way to describe it. But thank you guys for tapping in. We're gonna go ahead and look into a little bit of this morning. Now, one of the things that concern me is with this offense is we've already got Penix gone for the year. How does Kirk Cousins at this point suffice? How does Kirk Cousins have this game going? How do we put ourselves in a position to where we actually can win the ball game? That is the question at this point. Can he play behind his line? Because right now he's trying to figure out where he's gonna go. Are we gonna put enough stock into this guy to where if he plays well, we try to get something for him? And even though he had the jacked up press conference, you still have to equate for the fact that he still got to play. He still has to put himself in the position to get the hell up out of Atlanta. That's just how that goes. If you can't understand that right yet, you don't understand business. Kirk is not going to sabotage himself business-wise right now at all. I think the Falcons they're just licking their wounds right now, and they're just trying to get through the season. The one thing that concerns me, and I'm not going to lie to you, with the Falcons is the mismanagement of the positions offensively. You have so many situations to where this team can do so many things offensively, but it's being stifled. It's being stifled at this point. And as I've told many people before, I think we have one of the best offenses in the league. Problem is, we got somebody who doesn't know how to unleash it. And when you look at being able to unleash an offense, you put yourself in a position to where it hurts. It hurts the production of this team. It hurts the production of guys trying to get future contracts. You've literally messed things up. And this is the one thing that you got to understand. The NFL, yes, it's a business, but here's the thing. You might have screwed Kyle Pitts out of getting his money. You haven't used him that much yet. And you really haven't been giving him the ball when he's had opportunities. Now, Kyle doesn't help himself with dropping easy passes, but today is just one of these things where you just shake your head like, how do you mess up? How do you mess up a rivalry game? What up, 330? What's happening? What's happening? And when you look at what we have going at this point, the Falcons have a lot of injuries. You don't really have a number one receiver right now. Mooney has the case of the dropsies. You know, he got a lot of oil and butter on his hands. He's dropping everything. You don't want to move up Chris Blair. You don't want to put Kadero Hodge in a position to produce. So my question for you guys is this. Why are we using David Sills? Sills is ass, period. Straight ass. He was bounced from the Giants for a reason. He's been around for a while because, again, he's a role guy. This is a guy that I'm not starting. You got Felipe Franks, who's a special teams guy. Like, we have people in here that go off of emotional credibility. It's and the sad part about it is you've lost this locker room. And when you lose the locker room, they're not going to play for you. They're going to be pissed coming into work. There's pretty much just like everybody else that has a job. Oh, hell, I don't want to deal with my boss today. Shoot, I could just F him up, or I could do this here. That is the mindset of a lot of these guys. They're not going to say it because they understand that this is a business, and you have to realize this. Once you're done with this type of employment, you have other employers that you're going to have to deal with. And again, you don't want a bad look on your resume, and your resume is you in front of that camera. So again, outside of whatever you have credentially academically, you have to account for what you do publicly as well, because things that you do publicly can hurt you behind closed doors. So I dropped the link in the chat. If y'all want to come in, y'all could come in and talk about what this game is what's going to happen with this game today. I already know Will going to probably be the first one up in here as usual. I'm just waiting because I just dropped it. He'll probably end up being the first one as always. But they're not going to play for Raheem. They're not going to play for him. They've already given up on him. See that, right? Stream as usual, but you see that they gave up on him. That right there is not a good look, ladies and gentlemen. And right on cue, as I always said, Will's going to be in here. I'm just waiting for his screen to pop up. But as I said before, this right here is one of these games where you have to you're playing for pride right now. You are playing for pride right now. And what you have to do is now you have a chance to get your stats out there. You have a chance to audition for other teams, because I can tell you right now, they're not going to, how can I put it? There's a lot of guys that's going to try to get the hell up out of here. Let's just be honest. They don't want to be here. They're not happy here. Well, I can't see you, so I can't bring you on stage yet. You have to pop out and pop back in. Can't see you. But what I'm saying at this point is this team has a lot of ups and downs and ebbs and flows that they have to adjust to. The defense is not the problem. That's not the problem. The problem that we have at this point is inconsistency from the leadership spot. And again, our team is really being run into the ground. You're wasting good players' primes. You're pretty much hurting great talent. You have a chance to have great talent, but you piss it away. What's up, Will?
What's going on, man?
Go ahead and get your soliloquy off about you ready to get everybody to fight, because I know that's where you're going.
Nah, that's ain't when I'm going. My three keys to victory, man. It's plain and simple, man. Feed Big John, feed Tyler Ajay. I don't care. Just keep running the ball until they stop it. Number two, defense have to get critical stops, stopping Alpha Kamari. It's gonna be hard to stop Chris Olave, but like I said, if they stop the run early and force them to throw in tight windows and get off on third downs, we have to tackle well and have to get off on third downs. And number three, my key victory is time possession. We need time possession, and we need to have the ball more majority of the time and just go out there with a win. I don't care how you get it, just get a win. But like I said, we don't win this game. You already know how the season gonna go out. I already know we're not going to the playoffs, but like you said, I'm with you, man. This team players do not coach. This team do not trust Raheem Morris and his coaching style. I hate to say it. Even Jesse Bates not even playing his best with Jeff Obert's scheme. Like I say, hopefully we come out with a win. But if we don't win this game, then obviously Raheem should be fired. But I don't think that's going to happen to the end of the year.
We all keep saying that, but I've told people it's not happening to the end of the year. Arthur Blank don't fire nobody in the middle of the
Yeah, yeah,
season.
I get what you're saying though.
Oh,
I think we should get rid of him though. Like in
listen,
the
the
end.
only way that Raheem's gonna get fired in the middle of the season is if, and I say if, he would literally have to mess with somebody in the front office. He would have, he'd have to mess with a, woman outside of his marriage. He'd have to murder somebody. He would have to do something really egregious to get fired by Arthur Blank. Arthur
Yeah.
ain't firing that man. And that's pretty much what goes on and what goes down right now. And I keep telling people one of the toughest things is knowing when to cut ties with somebody because of the fact that you might have an emotional tie to him. Arthur might, because any other owner by now would have already fired this dude.
Yeah, facts.
Because the thing I respected, and I said this about the New York Giants, they didn't hesitate to fire their Brian Daboll during the season. They didn't hesitate to do that. And I'm fine with that. But a lot of people are like, oh, well, you got to deal with this. Here's my thing. Either way, you getting ready to deal with problems.
Yeah.
No, Arthur didn't get fired during the middle of the season. He got fired
He got
right
fired
after.
around New Year's, like around New Year's. Like it was like soon as 2024 hit, he was fired like around January.
No,
It was
no,
around January
it
January the
wasn't.
4th, I believe.
Mm-mm. It wasn't there. He got fired pretty much the Monday after the Saints lost. That's when he got fired at the end of the season. We fired him at the end of the season because remember, Raheem was hired around January,
Martin.
February. No, he was hired early in that time or whatnot because you got to remember they was going on, he was doing a lot of press conferences at that time when they were
Yeah.
going through it, and then they went through that draft. No, Arthur Smith got fired right after the season. When he got fired, they didn't wait. They did the same thing with Dan Quinn. They didn't wait. They fired him as soon as the season was over. So at this point, I don't know. I'll just be honest with you. When I say I don't know right now, who do we keep? Because you still got to pay Drake. You still got to
Yeah.
pay Pitts. You still got to pay Bijan. You got a lot of guys you can pay.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Ryan, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really want Tyler Algier to stay, but I feel like Tyler Algier is gonna go on the leave because they're not utilizing this dude. They're wasting talent on him, and then this his contract expired. Kyle Pitts might not be here. I know people won't say we want to keep Kyle Pitts, but think about it. With this coaching staff, every new coaches that we had, they never utilize Kyle Pitts the right way, like how he usually run. Like I feel like Kyle Pitts is more like an outside receiver than more than they use him in the inside in the slot. You can move Kyle Pitts in the slot, but I just feel like if he goes to a different team, they could use him in a different scheme because this scheme is not working with him. And like you said, you were right on point, man. Kobe Bryant playing, I feel like he deserved to at least play these 4 games out. I mean these 6 games left in the season, and this all season, all he got to do is gain weight and get a conditioning coach. And I feel like he should get the corner nard too, because let's be honest, Mike Hughes not our corner number 2. So we need a outside corner with AJ Terrell, you know what I'm saying, to take more pressure off him and move forward. We don't know if JC Bates want to be here next season because he might want to ask for a trade and go to a different team. So this all season it's gonna be, you might see a lot of different faces next season. I hate to say it, fans, but I'm always about the logo, man. This do what's best for this organization. To be honest with you, at this point.
I think I think you nutty as squirrel. A squirt is nutty as squirrel. I'm not even gonna say that. You crazy as hell if you gonna sit here and talk about the fact that Pitts is a wide receiver. No, he is not. He can't run routes. That's the reason why they don't use him on the outside like that, unless it's a 50-50 ball. He can only
Yeah,
run go routes and slant routes. He is not a receiver. He does not run the whole route tree that well, dude. No,
yeah.
I would never line him up like that as a starting receiver on the outside.
What
And
I
if any,
think, what I think, Eric's 3 years ago when he got that injury with Marcus Mariota, 2022, kind of messed his career up a little bit. I agree with you on that. I forgot he had that injury.
bro, it wasn't because of the injury. He could never do it. Now, here's the thing: you should know better because you're a Georgia Bulldog fan. You watched him when he wasn't hurt and when he played against us. You
Yeah.
watched him. He was not a guy like that. He was a 50-50 ball guy. He ran routes up the seam, and he also was a guy that would just shield you off and just go for 50-50 balls and back shoulder fades. That was what him and Kyle Trask specialized in. Now,
Yeah.
when you talk about him as a route runner, hell no. He's never been a route runner like that. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. But how you feel about this? How you feel about I know Billy Bowman hurt. Do you think this offseason should we address uh this defense? Like what's your point of view this offseason what we need to focus on? Like on and no matter if it's special teams, defense, or offense, what you think that we really need? Because I think we need more depth at that defensive tackle, like nose tackle and partner of the linebacker.
No. I mean, the thing that I've been saying that we need depth in is not that.
Offensive line.
Yes. How can you put up points when you have nobody that's going to be able to protect your quarterback or nobody that's going to be able to protect whoever's in the backfield, whether that's B. John or Tyler? That's my thing. Why would you do that at this
Yeah.
point? We can get a D tackle. That's no problem. We have a defense. You just need more depth in the secondary. That's it. Outside of that, you're fine defensively and linebacker. That's what else you need your depth.
Yeah, that's what I said, linebacker.
But
Because Ellis on his contract year too. Go ahead.
but here's my problem. My problem is this. You need offensive line depth. That's the main thing you need because, again, injuries hurt this team again on that line. And you see that it costs you your quarterback for the year. That's just how that goes. And if you don't have the depth on the offensive line, you're not going to win many ball games, period. And I've been trying to tell people this, but again, like I said, I get considered the bad guy because of the fact that I'm saying, like, look, you need to have offensive line depth. That's just what that is. If you can't have offensive line depth at this point, all you can do is just sit back and just laugh. And that lets you know that this team is not invested into winning at this point. That's my whole thing. Everybody keeps talking about everything else. Here's my problem. Offensive line depth. The rest can handle itself because the defense has kept us in many ball games this year, minus the 2 games that they got beat in badly. Outside of that, I don't have a problem with my defense. Now, if you got a problem with the defense, say so.
Yeah.
It's fine. I just told you we need depth at linebacker and corner. That's it.
Yeah.
But the main thing I concern myself with is that offensive line depth because we can't score points, and that is a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm agree with you on that too, man. Because some of these fans, when we need to draft a quarterback next season, all these quarterbacks coming out the draft is not that good. They need to. They're not even going to be started. They're really going to be backups. To be honest with you, and I'm the Falcons. I'm not drafting no quarterback. I'm going in the free agent pool to at least get a veteran quarterback to get Michael Penix healthy and to he's get ready to start.
Have
So
you
I'm not.
have you even looked at the free agency? You throwing out a lot of stuff emotionally, and I get it. We all upset about the season, but have you really looked at what's out here? Like, have
Yeah.
you looked at lists? Have you looked
Yeah.
at quarterbacks that's coming free that could possibly come here? But with what money are you gonna pay them with? Because you still got Penix coming back. You still got Cousins that's gonna still be here for one more year. He ain't going nowhere unless Terry gets rid of him. But I don't see that happening because again, you paying him $180 million. They're not gonna let him walk out the door and Penix ain't ready to play. That'd be stupid on this franchise's part to let him walk now. And you've already invested this much money in this cat, and your starting quarterback, who's supposed to be the face of your franchise, is no longer playing right now. You'd be crazy to do that.
I mean, but I did see in the free agency you got Brissett gonna be a free agent, but I think he gonna stand with the Cardinals. I think they're gonna probably give him another deal. You got Joe Flacco. Who else? It's a lot of it's like at least like I think 15 free agency quarterbacks this year. I think Justin Fields gonna be a free agent because I don't think the Jets gonna keep him. I'm just saying I understand that we want to keep Kirk Cousins, but see, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't want Kirk Cousins to be here in another season. It depends how the season play out. But if I'm the Falcons, I just
Take
feel like they need to get another quarterback at least. And
I need you to take your feelings out of this and understand how business works. They have paid him $100 million guaranteed. He still has $80 million on that contract. Your quarterback is not going to be healthy next year. He knows the playbook. He knows everything that we're doing. He knows the personnel. You bring another quarterback in here, and to pretty much, if you get rid of him, that quarterback's got to learn the playbook. He's got to learn the timing with these routes with these receivers. He's got to pretty much establish a relationship with this offense, and that ain't gonna happen in a few months. It's not. And you're sitting here saying that he gotta go. Like, dude, we pretty much shot ourselves in the foot. This is something that we got to ride out with. None of us like it, but guess what? We have to. Penix is not going to be back to probably week 6 or 7. And then he might not even be 100% up here in the mind right, because he still got to get the game shaped. He's got to get back in game. He's also got to get down when it comes to, he's also got to get back when it comes to everything else that's going on. So what I'm saying at this point is, man, there's too many intricate moving parts right now when it comes to this. It's too many parts. I get the feeling of wanting to get rid of him. You're not going to do it. Not now. With all the stuff that's been invested and wasted, they're not going to do that. The only way that happens is if it's a whole new system that comes in here from GM and coach, and Arthur Blank does that. But, man, they could cut Kirk or whatnot maybe next year. But at this point, why would you cut him? Why would you cut him? Your quarterback's not ready. Your backup really ain't good. And if you decide to cut him, who do you bring in? Because if I'm a free agent quarterback, how the hell am I going to try to go to Atlanta, where it's nothing but drama and chaos? Why would I want to waste my years going here? Let's just be honest. And I'm taking my Falcon glasses off, and I'm saying, if I'm a player that's a free agent, why the hell do I want to go over here and they don't have their stuff in order? They never had their stuff in order.
That's but
That's my
that. Well, like I said. I understand people say I'm in the feeling part of it. I said I know who the big problem is, and it's just like the front office. They just make bad decisions, not getting experience, championship pedigree, coaching staff and leadership. Like I said, you had I could go farther on with Chuck Smith and all, but that's another story. Until they clean house the front office and get some leadership and CEO, whoever to come in and take over, then this organization can get turn out. But this is gonna be the 8th year we're missing the playoffs, so they're gonna have to make some tough decisions this all season and have to Arthur Blank have to get out of his feelings and get somebody in here to know who how to play football, who play football, the game of football. So until they do that, it's gonna be the same old Falcons. I hate
so
to
what
say it.
makes you so what makes you think he's in his feelings or whatnot? What makes you think that
Who?
I'm just saying, what makes you think he's in his feelings about it? Because let's be honest, he heard what the fan base said. They brought, because let's keep it a book. A lot of this fan base wanted a black coach, and we heard it. I was one that pushed the drum, but my thing was, I said coaches that were qualified. You can go back to any show that I said, if we get a coach that looked like me, make him qualified. Do not make him a guy that comes in here that has qualifications to be a head coach. And Raheem apparently had qualifications, but he didn't have the makeup of a head coach.
I get what you're saying.
I said up front, Lovie Smith. I said Steve Wilkes would have been a good candidate because he had Carolina playing for him. And Brian Flores, to me, would have been the best candidate because, and unfortunately, he had that situation with the NFL that kind of hurt him with employment. But Mike Tomlin brought him on. If you can look at it like this, Brian Flores is a guy that can actually relate to the players because he's not too much older than a lot of those guys. But at the same time, he's been groomed in NFL systems. He's been a hell of a defensive coordinator in Minnesota and also when he was in Pittsburgh with Tomlin. So what I'm saying is you need to bring somebody in here that's a no-nonsense coach that's not going to take anything, that's not going to kiss ass, and he's just pretty much going, hey, if you don't get your job done, you out the door. That's pretty much the type of coach you need. You need a little discipline here. But again, when you hire yes men, this is what you get. They hired a yes man. That was a comfortable hire. They knew if they'd have brought a Belichick in here or somebody that had his type of mindset, it was going to be some shakeup in that front office, and a lot of people weren't going to like that. To me, I felt like that should have happened. So what I'm saying is cleaning house is going to cost him more money than you think. at this point. That's pretty much how that's gonna go. Everybody keeps saying clean house, but you got to think about it. This man just signed contracts. It's going to cost more money, and we're going to be paying people because how these contracts are worded, people don't see this. You're still going to be tossing money out the window for a lot of these people right now. So why would you set yourself back financially either? That's my other question.
I get what you're saying, Ryan. I know Arthur Blank, he got a lot going on with the new soccer and stuff. But I agree with some of half of these fans, and I understand people might say we in our feelings, and you saying we will be ASS backwards. I'm just ready for a rebuild. If we got to do that, then I'm cool with that. But I understand you, like you say, I get your point. Then if they're not gonna do it, we're gonna have to see. So we never know what they're gonna do this all season. We got to just see and let the season play out. That's how I'm looking at it. I just want to see how the season play out and see what moves they're gonna do from the front office, from the GM and all that. We want to see if Terry gonna be here. I want to see all this what's gonna transpire. So yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm just wanting for the season to play out.
But we've been rebuilding since Dan Quinn left.
I know it's been since
So,
2020, but we've been rebuilding this
so,
organization
no,
for at least good
we,
love
no,
5 years.
we've been rebuilding since 2018. To be honest, 7 years of rebuilding. The thing
Yeah.
is, the rebuild that you keep talking about, it don't. This is my thing. You're gonna repeat the same process. You fire a coach, you're gonna bring another one in. If he doesn't win, you're still behind. You're still pretty much doing the same thing, which is the definition of insanity if no changes are made. And at this point, it's insane. That's all I'm saying. It's insane.
Yeah. But like I said, I don't. I feel like Raheem. Like I say, I understand. Raheem, like I said, I agree with the rest of these fan base. Raheem should not be here next season. Like I understand we had injuries, but we had plenty of opportunities to be six
I'm
and
not
three,
talking about
six
him
and
being
four.
I'm not talking
Oh,
about
okay,
him
okay,
being here.
okay.
You
I
keep
see what you're
going back,
saying.
you
You
keep
said you
going back
said
to that point. You're not even hearing what I'm saying because you're trying to push that agenda of Raheem. Brother, we get that. I'm not speaking on him. I left him alone a minute ago. I'm talking about the other stuff in the front office. That's what I'm speaking on. I'm not speaking on Raheem. We
no.
already know what the fan base is. And
Oh,
and here's the thing that Dre just brought up. So if they don't clean house and they still keep Raheem here, my thing is, and I'm with you on this, if they do not fire him, you force his hand to tell him, hey, you're going to bring in a veteran offensive coordinator that knows what he's doing. This is what you're going to do. Because if we're going to keep you here for one more year, and unfortunately it probably might happen, hopefully it doesn't, but if it does happen, this is what you have to force him to do. You have to force Raheem Morris to hire a freaking veteran OC, and you need to have a true assistant. Well, Jerry Gray is the assistant head coach with Ulbrich, Dre. So that part, the second part of that, it's already there. You just need a veteran OC at this point, and somebody who also understands how to coach quarterbacks. That is what you force him to do if you don't fire him. Now, if you fire him, you go in a whole nother direction. But I'm gonna change this up because everybody in everybody's show talks about the same damn thing. Fire Raheem, fire Raheem. Okay, we get it. I'm not gonna keep saying it on this show. And this is gonna be something that I'm just gonna tell y'all. Look, I understand your frustration, but it ain't finna happen. So y'all might as well if you keep saying it, cool, it's fine. But I'm not gonna keep bringing it as a topic in the birdcage. So if
I,
y'all don't like that, that's fine with me. I don't give a damn.
well,
I'm
I,
letting you know this now. So what I'm saying is this: you have to also look at it from this standpoint. If they don't fire this man, I believe he should be gone. But if they do not fire him, you have to force him to fire Zach Robinson. You have to bring in a better offensive coordinator. Now, this is if Arthur Blank does not do that. This is if Arthur Blank brings him back, because there's a very strong possibility that Blank does that. And truthfully, at this point, you can see that they don't give a damn about this fan base. They say they do, but you see in how we've orchestrated certain things that they still don't. It's still the same old song and dance.
Facts. Yeah, man. Like I said, man, it's just like I said, man, this team got to. I understand we losing, but they got to still put the effort in. It's just how we lose. It'll be upsetting me. I understand we lost. It's just like how like the Miami game. We shouldn't even. I know that's in the past. That was weeks ago. I know you want me to talk about that, but it's like the games that we should have beaten. Like we should have beat the 49ers. We should have beat Miami. We should have beat the New England Patriots. It's just like it was just a lack of discipline, adjustments, and not executing. That's from the coaching staff into the players and getting bad game management. Like Raheem calling timeouts at the wrong time. Like that stuff as a head coach, you should be not doing that. Like this was your second year. You was that second year. You was like, he apologized to the fans. He owned up to it. He said, second year I have to be better at calling. He said making adjustments stuff. This is what he said as on him out.
So
So
I need to ask you something because again, you love this team like a lot of other folks do. But at the same time, when do you ever look at what we've done right with this team? Because it's easy to point out all this negative stuff right now because it's right here. And my thing is, yes, we talk about it, but I've rarely heard you say anything good about certain things on this team. Being
uh,
honest.
on- I mean, I'm be honest with you. The only thing was good this year was shoot. Bijan Robinson was doing this thing in Tyler Jill. We was running the ball, but I guess Zach Robinson, like you say, Zach Robinson started getting comfortable
So
having Michael Penix throwing the ball plenty of times. I understand. I thought this when we came in this year, I thought we were gonna be a more running team officially than passing the team because we really not an area team. We known for running the ball.
so
So I thought this year that we was gonna be like I'll agree with you. I thought we were gonna be 11-6 or 10-7 this year. But as the season got on, once I seen the little things like when they were showing us playing like that Monday night against the 49ers, when we had 10 man out there, they forgot to put 11 players. Like we shouldn't be having these issues as an organization. We shouldn't even be having these type of stuff. You should have learned from your mistakes last season. I feel like Raheem, like you say, he been too arrogant not to have his players ready in preseason. I understand people say well, preseason snaps don't matter. Preseason snaps matter, bro. You need that chemistry with your players to execute. And I feel like we did this the same thing this year, not having our players
Will,
starting preseason. People might
I want you to stay on topic because right now you going all over the place. You didn't even answer my question. You
what
really
you
did.
what you
You
what
just
you
went
asking me?
to a whole rant and you just didn't even listen to what I was saying. I asked you outside of all the BS that you keep talking about that we all know that's going on. What positive do you have to say about this team? Because normally, let's be honest, you know the reason why you got the nickname Pink Slip Will from the Birdcage, and we gave you that, and everybody else wanted to take that and coin that from us because we were the first ones that called you that. You know why?
Why?
Because you never talk good about this team.
I
Even when
mean,
they do something, no, even when they do something right. And I'm not saying it to be funny, and people took that as a running joke, but I was for real. I said, damn. I said we could have won the game by 3 touchdowns. And I said it's still something that he ain't happy about. But
but I get what
I
you.
get it.
I ain't trying to be like ungrateful. I'm just like how Smitty Smith is. Like, yes, we win games, and I just feel like as a team, game situation it matters.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing.
So,
I'm the same thing with Smith.
so
I might not agree with you guys, but some things I did say something positive. We should have just kept running the ball. We
but
was
you
we
ain't Will, you ain't even speak about the defense, bro. You ain't
I'm
even
gonna be
speak about the
I'm gonna be
defense,
real with
dog.
you. I'm gonna be real with you. The defense, the front seven as a whole, they did their thing. But as in the secondary, only person who really did good, I could say positive is D Alfred
What?
Watts. Yeah. D Alfred did good when
Will,
when Billy Bowman was out.
but outside, man,
AJ,
outside of
AJ
D,
Terrell, AJ
outside
Terrell
of
did
D,
his thing
Will,
too.
outside of D Alford. Because
Mhm.
here's the thing: D Alford been inconsistent as hell. Let's keep that honest. With this whole year, inconsistent as hell. The only guys that I would say that was consistent, I'm even gonna throw the rookie in there, Xavier Watts. He
I,
had his moments, but at the same time, AJ Terrell standing on business.
I
Let's
said
be
that
honest.
too. I said I
But
said
but
I said AJ Terrell
but
ain't
here's
Watts.
the thing. But here's the thing. You speaking on little intricacies. I'm speaking on the defense as a whole. Because here's the thing: the defense is giving this offense multiple chances to win
Exactly.
ball games. And the thing is, you sit back and how can I put it? You sitting there, you nitpicking, which I get it. But I'm not gonna nitpick with a defense that was ranked number 1 for damn near 6 weeks in the league and only dropped to 2. And the last game that hurt us was the Carolina game that dropped us because we were a top 5 defense majority of the season so far. So my thing was the defense was buns last year, straight buns. We were not a top 10 defense. Majority of the season, we were a top 10 defense. The problem with this team is the offense this year and special teams. Those are the problems.
And I did, and I when I was working at David Buster, I did told you now. I said I do not trust Zach Robinson. This is when we were playing against that Commander game. We like, man, well, chill, man. Zach Robinson, a good coordinator. There, you did say that. I said this. I think Kirk Cousins was calling them plays before, even though I don't want to talk about that. But I did told you Zach Robinson. I don't feel comfortable with Zach
Nah, it's the
Robinson moving forward,
truth.
and
We
he
all
should have
know that.
left. He should have left last season
But
with
here's
Jimmy
the
Lake.
problem. But here's the problem. Raheem wasn't going to fire 2 of his assistant coaches because what that was going to do was pretty much put him in a position where he looked like he was wrong. And I said this long time ago, and all I can say is I'll say this.
They bite him in his behind.
Hold up real quick. Wait a minute. I see something in the chat going on. Wait a minute. What's going on, Miss Carrie? Let's see. It says Miss Carrie. Really? Hey, John Bo 5. How about this here? You get your ass the hell up out of my show. That's rude as hell. Take your monkey ass on somewhere. Now,
Yeah, he ain't disrespect no female. Yeah, we ain't doing that.
No, because it was something that he said or whatnot. Carrie, I got you. Don't worry about it. He up out of here. Now, get up out of here or whatnot, because that's one thing you're not going to do is disrespect a fellow Falcon content creator that is on this show. That's one thing you're not going to do. Don't play that. So it is what it is. Like I said, man, look, we all got different platforms and different shows. But the one thing that you're not going to do is come on other platforms disrespecting other content creators. But especially what you said in that chat was very disrespectful. So you go ahead and have a nice day. We don't need that over here in the BirdCage.
Yeah, go ahead and finish what you were saying though. Yeah, we love our women. We ain't gonna disrespect no women. But yeah, go ahead, finish what you were saying though about you were saying about Raheem. If he would have fired both his coordinator, that would look more target on him.
Here's the thing. When you talk about Raheem Morris and you talk about how the fact of the matter is, how can I put it? He would have looked totally idiotic with firing 2 coordinators, and he'd have been wrong as 2 left shoes. And the only thing that saved him was the fact that Kirk Cousins played well in the beginning of the season before he got hurt, because Kirk was calling his own plays, period. Kirk was calling his own plays. And when you talk about that, there were times in games where he told him, get the hell on. And that was what Kirk did. So what I'm saying is that was who your OC was Kirk Cousins. If you notice, the offense totally changed when Kirk was up out of there. Not saying I'm not saying I'm the biggest Kirk Cousins fan, because I wasn't when he got here, but I said, as long as he got the logo, I got the pull for him. Yeah. But the one thing I give him credit for, he knew when to throw, he knew when to run. The problem was it was just inconsistent. Had he stayed healthy all season and not gotten hurt in that New Orleans game, maybe things were different. Who knows? But at the same time, hey, it happened. It is what it is. He pissed off the fan base. The fans are really not going to rock with him no matter how well he plays. But here's the thing. No disrespect to the fans. I don't give a damn about how y'all feel about it. My thing is this. I need results. If he comes in and he start winning ball games, cool. But at the same time, that right there might draw interest from a team to take him and take his contract. That's all I'm saying. I don't want him on a business side. I don't want to be hurting, because we already went through contract issues before Terry got in that office. Second,
and I agree with you, and I understand that we had cap space. I know that was 2 years ago, 2022, after we signed Jason Bid. I just feel like Kirk Cousins, we should never got that. Whoever made that decision to get Kirk Cousins, I think it was Arthur Blank or Rich McKay or Raheem. I think it was Raheem. Raheem should never got Kirk Cousins. I understand he probably wanted his own quarterback, but he should have just, like I said, just at least could have got you something better outside of Kirk Cousins. I know free agency wasn't that good. I just feel like we should have got Kirk Cousins, in my opinion. But I'm not the owner, so it is what it is. We just got to stick with it with Kirk Cousins and see how the season play out. But we need to win this game though today though for sure. We need to win this game.
But the problem that I've had for the longest when we talk about this team, it's management, and I
Yeah,
talk about players. And here's my thing: if we're gonna be limited with certain picks that we're gonna have this year, as I said before, you have to look at the scouting department. I've been saying this for the longest. A lot of people say I was crazy for this, but it's the little things that I talk about. The little things add up to the big things. If you have better scouts that understand how to scout guys from lower level schools that you're not going to draft, but you bring them in as undrafted free agents, you have a chance to build your depth with great players. They might just come from smaller schools and they come from places you don't know about. But this is what I mean when I say you have to start doing better when it comes to scouting for depth. You have to do better because if you
yeah,
don't, you're going to put yourself behind the eight ball as you always do. What's going on, Coach McGriff, BirdCage alum? Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
I'm with you on that. They just got to play loose and free. You're absolutely right. You can't
yeah.
predict the Falcons game this season. You just pray that, yeah, you just pray that they win the game.
And
I,
I ain't mean to cut you off, and then I guess one dude he did a good job was breaking down film what happened. Like when we played against Carolina, I understand Jesse Bates not having a bad season, but Falcons fans, come on now. Jesse Bates doing is all he could do. And Watts, like, I understand that he was responsible for from I guess they were showing on the film that we was in the goal line situation. I guess Bates jumped on the route and I guess the receiver had did a comeback and he caught the ball and he scored. It's not all on Jesse Bates. It's a whole unit. They supposed to communicate. Now I can't put Bates under the bus like that. Like he had a bad season. Everybody have a bad season. It's not gonna be a perfect season every year.
but
So
here's the thing: you don't have to be perfect to win ball games, but you need to be good enough to when it comes to where you can win ball games. You get
yeah,
what I'm saying? And the crazy part about it is this: we got so much talent right now on this team, and it right there throws everything into a loop.
go.
It throws everything into a loop, and a lot of people don't
Oh,
understand or whatnot. You know.
yeah, I totally agree with you. No, I do agree with you. I just feel like in game situations, we just got to close out better on game situations from offense and defense and special teams. Like special teams, the most like we just got to do better as in tackling and put teams in short yard situations. And not unfortunately, we didn't did it this year, to be
Mhm.
honest. So
And
yeah,
and and what I and today I got to shout out a young man who who did his thing yesterday, and he's a local kid because we always support local young athletes because like I said we did that when my little cousin came up to the party or whatnot. Shout out to Mr. Bo Walker at the University of Georgia, Decatur's own.
what's
Gresham
going
Park,
on?
little Gresham Park legend back in the day, had himself a day yesterday. His first scored 3 touchdowns in his first time touching the end zone yesterday. So just got to give a shout out to some of the local cats right now doing their thing on the collegiate level, and also shout out to Mr. Jackson Hampton out of Druid Hills, definitely trying to get his stuff right for college right now, but definitely had a solid season. Injuries kind of messed him up, but hey man, we praying for you. You're gonna get back, get stronger. Hell, we got you possibly coming to the Falcons one day once you get through college as a new tight end. You can take Kyle Pitt's spot. I got you, little coach. That's my little
Word.
cousin. I got to give him a shout out, man. He did his thing this year. Injuries just hurt him. But whew, okay, we got a good question. So we gonna get to some of these comments. So from a business standpoint alone, Raheem should not be fired, but a competent OC is needed. Okay. Again, if he doesn't get fired 3 dirty, we already know that you have to bring in a competent OC, and you have to bring in a guy that's gonna tell him, get the hell out of my face. Let me do my
But
job. That's the type of coordinator you wait, Will. I got to get to the comments,
go ahead,
bro.
go ahead, go ahead.
Thank you. So now we got Rich. Do you think we're done with Penix? I'm not gonna say we are, but I think that they're gonna bring in somebody that's gonna push him because he's older and he's got a ton of injuries. I wouldn't say we're done with him, but it's just one of those things. 3 dirty. Okay, what happens? Okay, if Mike, here's the thing: if he don't like the OC, that's on him because guess what? That's not his decision to make. Your job is to come in here and win ball games. There are many OCs that are disliked and people don't get along, but they still win ball games. So that's to me, I don't give a damn about his feelings. You need to produce. Coach McGriff has another one. I still hope that the team can end the season with a winning record, not a prediction. Yeah, I'm with you on that. But go. So now you can go ahead and go, Will. I just had to get to some of these
No, you
comments.
good. It's
Oh,
just
here's
not.
Carrie. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed
Go
Carrie's.
ahead, go ahead, Carrie, go ahead.
So she says, why don't we ever? Well, Carrie, well, here's the funny part. None of your
Listen,
other,
man.
I'm gonna say this, and I can honestly sit back and say this with confidence. First off, a lot of this fan base don't even support HBCUs like that. Let's get this straight. I'm really one of the few Falcon content creators that actually talk about players and know about players coming out of this HBCU level, unless they actually are there. But a lot of Falcon fans don't even talk about that. They want to say it's a discrepancy in the levels, but here's the thing: if you got a ball player, you got a ball player. They can be molded. Trust me when I tell you that. And the issue is a lot of the scouting department does not pay attention to that either. So when you talk about it, there's a ton of people who don't pay attention to the HBCU levels or the Division II levels. Because I can tell you right now, there's a quarterback right now that can come in here and start right now. And he moved up from being a Division II level by the name of Mark Gronowski. Moved up from South Dakota and went to Iowa and literally gave them instant offense. Iowa never threw the ball like that. They got a quarterback that's actually throwing the ball at Iowa. And Gronowski also won championships at the D2 level. And he's literally one of those players that could come into Atlanta and start. I'm gonna be real with you. Gronowski could take Penix's job. That's how good he is. If you don't know about him, don't look at the Iowa footage this year because he was solid for a team that really had no playmakers. Go back and look at him at when he was playing at South Dakota State. He's one of those guys that can run, he can throw, and he's very smart. He would fit what we do offensively, and he's not a small guy. So I appreciate that, Carrie. Thank you, Miss Carrie. Yeah, but the thing is, though, a lot of people say they support HBCUs and they want to talk about kids or whatnot. But if
They
you hear
don't.
about them, a lot of the people that talk about them, they listen to my show because a lot of them don't pay attention to them. A lot of them don't know much about the classic games. They don't know about the historic rivalries during that time. They don't know about a lot of the players that have come through those systems unless it was during the 70s or 80s. A lot of them aren't students of the game, but they'll sit there and talk about them, but don't know a damn thing about the legendary coaches and the legendary farm systems that were producing and pumping out NFL Hall of Famers and all that. So yeah, that's why I'm at with that, Kerry. I'm always gonna be a champion for the HBCU level, always. But but yeah, but getting back to it, Will, here's something I want to ask you. I'm gonna let you talk about this one. When you look at how this team could finish this season or whatnot, because we got 7 losses, you got to win 7 straight games to have 10
Gotcha.
wins. But I can see them winning 7 or 8, but 9 or 10, hell no.
Uh-uh.
I'm
You
just gonna
gotta
be
lose
honest.
in 11 games.
Nah, you can still get in with 10. You still can get in with a 10-7 record if you get in. But
Yeah.
you still got people that's got head-to-head wins over us in the division.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Carolina and them and the 49ers and Detroit and Seattle, like teams like that. But like I say, I'm with you, Ryan, man. I just feel like we need to get better and coach. We need to get a higher, a strength and conditioning coach. Like you say, man, like Philly, like I'm not trying to be off topic. Like Dion, what's this dude, the linebacker who playing excellent for them, who came out of Georgia? Dang, what's his
Jacoby
name?
Dean.
Come on, this man was playing. This man did yoga this all season and worked on his mental and physically and his body shape. And this dude playing lights out, covering, running backs like the Gales. He shut Gales down, even tight ends. Like the dude played excellent. We need a strength and conditioning coach for one to get these players up in shape, and two, we need to just like I say, like I understand we don't like playing preseason, but like we got to play some of our stars. Not saying to play a whole series, but 4 or 5 reps, man. At least get the body in shape for the whole season. Because add depth. Like you said, depth is key. You need every depth in all positions. Offensive line, defensive line. That's the win your games in the trenches. And I'm with you, like you and to us the other guy, Utah Sport. He always speak about the trenches. The trenches win you the games in this league. So when you don't have depth in the trenches, you lose games. So I'm with you, man. We really do need to address this offensive line this all season. And I'm with you, man. I just feel like, I don't want to get on Raheem too much. I just feel like he lied too much about the plans being healthy. Cause I didn't know Darnell Mooney had a broken collarbone. He should have been on injury reserve.
They kept that. The problem was they kept that hidden, and the reason they kept that hidden, they didn't want anybody to know that he was injured and what they could attack. But at the end of the day, I feel like this. It was more so he was just trying to get side of it. But and I'm with you on this one, Dre. This is one that I mentioned last year when Zach Robinson was screwing up. I mentioned Byron Leftwich. People forget that Byron was a starting quarterback in the NFL and played in the playoffs and won games. Byron just had no mobility, but he had a cannon for an arm. Very, very tough quarterback, very smart guy. And he helped, and everybody's like, oh, well, Brady won the championship down in Tampa. Who do you think his OC was? It was Byron Leftwich, a guy that played against Brady. And here's the thing. There was a mutual respect between those two because those two had played in the NFL. So the stuff that Brady saw and how he saw the game, Byron saw the game exactly the same way. So that was why, if you go back and look at it, Brady didn't give him any grief like he would do anybody else because both of them were starting quarterbacks in the NFL. And they both played in playoff games. And they both, again, Brady just got rings. Byron didn't get a ring until he became an OC and also as a backup player for the Pittsburgh Steelers when he was on that bench. So again, if we're going to sit back and look at it, man, that was one of the things that I look at as, okay, Leftwich, is he out here? Do you bring him in as a freaking coordinator? Because again, this man understands the game of football. He's the OC for the Colorado Buffaloes right now. He's an assistant coach and pretty much OC. Bring this man in to bring him to the Falcons or whatnot. He only played 1 year here, but bring him here and allow this man to be your OC. He's already got a Super Bowl ring as an offensive coordinator. And he's not old. He's not old. Byron Leftwich is only 45 years old. He's not even in his 50s yet. So you have a guy that can still relate to a lot of these young guys because, again, he was a top draft pick for the Jaguars back in the day. He was a first-round pick, he was a first-round, 7th overall pick. And when you talk about Byron Leftwich, one of the smartest guys that understand the game of football, give him a chance. Give him a chance. And if I got to compare Byron Leftwich to a great football mind, I got to compare him to Lionel Taylor. Rest in peace. Lionel Taylor was the first black offensive coordinator in the NFL, but he also played for the Denver Broncos. First player to get 1,000 yards in a season receiving. He was the first to do that. And receptions. Now, the other thing is this. He was the first black OC to lead a team to a Super Bowl back in 1979 with the Los Angeles Rams. He was the OC. They just ran up against that Pittsburgh team that they gave him a fight, and Pittsburgh won it at the end. So again, when I look at Leftwich and how he calls his offense, it reminds me of the legendary Lionel Taylor. Rest in peace to Mr. Taylor. He just passed this year.
Yeah.
Anyways, but getting back to it, Zach Robinson played in the NFL too, but here's your problem with Zach Robinson. Zach Robinson was not a first-round pick. Byron Leftwich was. Byron Leftwich won ball games, and he also took the Jacksonville Jaguars to playoff games. So again, if you want to have that debate, Cody, we can have that debate because Zach Robinson is ass.
Right, Ryan, can you pull his stats up? Show his when he was with the Patriots and he jumped from team, he jumped like 6 seasons. Zach Robinson was not a good quarterback when he was in the National Football League. Actually, he was a backup quarterback, right?
Hold up. He was a backup. Now I'm gonna show you this. Since you want to say so, Cody, since you want to say that, this is what I'm gonna show you. And this is just a little something. I'll show you this. I have no problem with showing you this. And I'm gonna show you Byron Leftwich's numbers, and you tell me, because last time I checked, I'll say this: last time I checked, Byron Leftwich had a passer rating of 78.9%, 58 touchdowns, 42 interceptions, 10,532 passing yards, 57% completion percentage, which is not good. But he also played with some crazy teams, but he also had 930 passes completed in his career and 1,605 passes. So, again, if we're going to sit there and talk about it, let's be honest. And he also was he pretty much made all rookie team in his first year in the league. So, again, if we're going to sit there and talk about it, we can talk about it. But I'm not gonna get too heavy into it. But Zach Robinson is ass. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, he
I,
gone.
I
He
would
gone.
trust I would trust Byron Leftwich, who actually was a good quarterback in the league and definitely had a squad around him. So
And I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna let you finish and close it out because we got 5 minutes left. Moving forward, man, we just got to, like you say, just win games, man. Like we can't lose no more games. We just got to win. I know it's hard. It's hard to win in the league, but just put the effort in. I just want to see effort. Like play free, man. Play like your hair on fire. Defense. I know defense gonna do the job, but just the offense have to have come with an identity today. Just go out there, get your close win. I don't care if y'all win by 10. That's three. Just get the win and fly back to Atlanta with a dub. You know, that'll make my day. That I see some. I mean, I've been positive all year, but like I said, I'm just ready for just
wait a
new
minute.
different.
You wait a minute. You said you been what?
I've been positive all year. Certain things I was positive.
Wait a
Only thing
minute.
I just want, only thing I just want the team to be improved every week, just to get 1% better. That's all I was trying to see improvement. We were just inconsistent.
Wait a minute. You gonna sit there and tell flat out lie to me to my face right there, and you been saying that? You know what? It's Sunday, so I'm and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but
Kiss my ass and hallelujah.
that's how I feel about you. You literally lied to my face. So that's why I'm telling you that. You just lied.
I mean, y'all call me Pink Slip Will. I mean, I understand. I mean, oh Will, man, you won't never see nothing positive. Like I said, I just be want my team to be uncomfortable, man, and just take one game. I understand when you can win every game, it's harder to win in the league, but just come with the effort in, man. Like I say, like, we can have we can have the ups and the downs, man. That's how football is, but you got to learn to play better. And that's all, bro. I'm just like how Smitty Smith Sport Machine. I'm just calling what I see. Like you said, I agree with Smitty Smith. It's just game situation, bro. You got to execute.
But here's the thing. You don't really you keep referencing to my brother Smitty. You do realize that me and Smitty really do the same. We really say the same stuff. I
Yeah,
just say
yeah.
it away because he ain't the only one that say that.
Yeah, but I used to be one of them like, dang, like Smitty, why you be biasing hard to team? I guess because once I got like figured out how he see the game, he just be saying from the heart, like he just want to see the team to get better. Like stop thinking like you could do the same thing over and over because he's saying like teams watch film on you. That's what caught my attention with Smitty and you too. You said the same thing, and I agree with both of you guys. Y'all said some good key points. I'm not trying to bash other content creators and stuff like that. And Matt Mike, they good with say what they say, and I agree with y'all. I never wanted Raheem to be a head coach, but y'all do say some things. Y'all just want the team to get better every week, 1% better. That I mean that's what we call from what it is.
I just realized this. You be on everybody's show. Not just that. You be on everybody's show saying the same damn thing. Everybody. But it's okay though. We appreciate you supporting us though. That's what we definitely appreciate. What up,
Yeah.
Nick?
What up, my boy?
What's happening?
Will,
What's
you on
going
here
on,
lying
man?
on this good Sunday morning, my boy?
Yes, sir. You got a church, man, not too long ago, like an hour ago.
That's what make it even worse. He lying after he get out of church.
That's
Just
Oh,
crazy. That's crazy. Hey, I had to tap in when he said, I've been positive all year. I said, now, Will.
yo, funny man.
Yeah, I said, now, Will. You the main one trying to get everybody out of here talking about you being positive.
Well, I want to keep Jeff Obridge, but Zach and Raheem got to go. Buddy system got to go, man.
I mean,
now
to
look,
be
he done changed his mind because last week he was ready for Albrecht to get fired. Now he's saying
right.
to keep him. Boy, you can't make this up.
He don't know what he want. But tell you the
We
truth,
want a winning
like,
team. That's what we want. That's all. All of us want a winning team. But
Yeah.
yeah. And Ryan, to be honest, I call myself trying to be optimistic about us losing, but then I remember we don't have no first round pick, so like we losing for somebody else. It's not even beneficial for us at this point.
As I've said before, this is what happens when we have a scouting department that does not know how to scout on the lower levels. I've been saying this for years, and I get laughed at, and people try to clown, and I'm like, okay, well, Trey Anderson was a smaller guy. I said Trey Anderson was a project player. Y'all took a guy that had never played linebacker, truthfully been a linebacker for that long. My thing is, if you're gonna bring in people, you have to bring in people that have played the position for a period of time and understand the position, because learning your position is what you're going to do in high school and in college. But guess what? When you get to the league, unless they change your position, you're pretty much going to learn that playbook, learn the adjustments, and learn the speed of the game. And as the legendary Dick Vermeil would say, contact teaching, that you control the emotional side of the game. That is what you do when you get to the NFL. All the basics and fundamentals, guess what? That's learned on the lower levels, period.
It's supposed to be anyway.
When you get to the problem is you get a lot of kids that are coming out that's undeveloped and don't understand the fundamentals of the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's not just football. That's in the NBA. That's in damn near every sport.
Yeah.
You can see
in life too, Ryan. Shoot.
Yeah, they like I agree with you. Like I just feel like these days with these young generation, like the millennials, the 2000 baby, they don't show a lot of discipline. It's like, hey, in the NBA and NFL, you ain't gonna get away with this now. You got to man up, you know. It's a grown man sport.
But here's the thing, though. Like we said, it's different when you got grown men paying for alimony, house notes, car notes, side women to keep them quiet. Just saying.
Look at Keon Coleman. He was a first round pick, and now he getting suspended. You know what I'm saying? He helped these scratches from games, and Buffalo need receivers.
But here's the thing: Buffalo's letting you know we'll lose without you before we win with you. They're letting him know that, and this is what pissed me off. I heard a Falcon fan say, "Well, we need to bring him here." No, the hell we don't.
No, he got the field issues.
Problems.
For what? So he could be in Magic City every night, Blue Flame every night. I'm good. It's too much temptation here. He needs to stay in Buffalo where it's cold at. Ain't nothing to do.
Dre, you dirty for that. Dre, you dirty for that. Leave Will alone. Leave Will alone, man. But lastly, let's just say this here. With this ball game today, with everything that's going on, just to save face, you got to beat the Saints. If you lose every other game during the season, you got to beat New Orleans. This is the team that you just can't lose to, period. You lose to New Orleans, boy, look, I already got, and shout out, you know what, the hell with it, I'm going to throw it out here. I got a family member by the name of Dana, my auntie. Yeah, I'm calling you out, so if you're watching the show, I don't give a damn. You see where I'm going with this. Because you definitely came on my Facebook page and my social media clowning like you do all the rest of your Falcon fans or whatnot. You like to throw them little subtitle jabs. Don't disappear if we hang our foot in your ass. I'm letting you know that now. Do not disappear, because I'm letting you know now I'm going to be clowning, because you've been clowning for the past couple of weeks, and rightfully so. But, oh, that's a good question. But let's put it this way. I got some family members that's a little misguided that like the Saints. But no, I tell you this here, Craig. Nah, we're not gonna lose them.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna lose. But even if we was, I don't think they're gonna fire Raheem, because if they was gonna do it, they should have did it after the Panthers game.
But I do see him getting, if we don't prove like move down the stretch and we get the same results. Now I do see him fired next year. But like I say, we just got to see, man.
But
I don't think he should stay.
But anywho, fellas, I
Close it
definitely
out.
y'all tapping into the pregame meal today. Will, Nick, thank y'all for coming through. Definitely gonna have a halftime report later on today. Had to do a little something early because I got some things I had to take care of before the game happens today. So again, we need this dub today. But there's a lot of things going on with this team, a lot of moving parts. Let's see if they can focus and get it in. Because if they can get it in, hey, maybe you could at least finish the season with a winning record opposed to being having a losing record. But the way that things are going right now, is shaky as a stripper in a pimp convention right now. You can't trust it. But anyways, man, y'all be blessed. We'll catch you on the next episode of the Pregame Meal. Ghost.